It's not doom and gloom. I just like to give y'all the information so you can be prepared, so you can work with the energy and make it work for you. Everything is about how you make it work for you. Okay? All right. So, I hope everyone is having a great day. I am on my layover here in Raleigh, North Carolina. I have not been here in a while, and the weather is beautiful here. I love this. I love North Carolina because you get to see all the seasons here. So they have a real spring, summer, a real fall, which is actually my second favorite time of the year next to summer, and they have a real winter. So it's a real spring. It's a nice day. So anyway, y'all don't really care about what I'm doing here. You came to hear about what is coming up for you. So today we are talking about the new moon solar eclipse that is happening on tomorrow. This event will impact all of us, but specifically it impacts the sign that it is in and the opposite sign and the mutable signs with that. So first and foremost, the sign that it is the eclipse is happening is in the sign of Gemini. So it will impact our Gemini's suns, people with Gemini moons, and people with Gemini rising will be impacted by this. So with it being in Gemini, that means the opposite sign will also be impacted, which is Sagittarians. So people with Sagittarius sun, Sagittarius moon, or Sagittarius rising will be impacted by this. And then it also, after that, impacts the other mutable signs, which means Pisces and Virgo will be impacted by this energy. However, Kelly, the thing about this is in eclipse season, there is a group of signs that everybody goes through the eclipse season. So your sign and Gemini just happen to be the two signs that are going through the eclipses during this season, but it's a good thing. It's all good. But like I said, everybody's going to be impacted, but it's going to be in a different way, and it's going to affect a different area of your life. Okay, so it happens tomorrow. So basically, if you don't know what an eclipse is, this eclipse is basically where the moon is in between the earth and the sun. And during this time, the moon blocks out the energy of the sun. And what this can cause is somewhat of a disconnect in your reality, or it kind of brings a little bit of confusion to things. So it's not very clear because you don't have the supportive energy from the sun because it's being eclipsed out. Now, another thing that happens, we have to look at the word eclipse. That means to phase something out, to take something away. So typically during eclipse, we have a loss of something. Sometimes it's actual people. Sometimes you'll see during a full moon lunar eclipse, you will find that you may lose a female or someone with a lot of feminine energy that is prominent in your life leaves your life. That could look like a breakup. That could look like a female higher up leaving the company. That could actually look like someone close to you transitioning over to the other side. When it is a solar eclipse, the solar eclipse is masculine energy. So that would look differently. That would actually look like either a man or someone with a lot of masculine energy to them, leaving your physical space, breaking up, a higher up in a company, leaving. But it's something about in your life could possibly be taken away. Now, that's the eclipse. Now, with this one, this eclipse is also being squared by, and I don't want to get too technical, but it's being squared by the planet Neptune. And Neptune is our planet of our imagination, our dreams. It's the planet of a little bit of confusion and delusion. Comes with comes with Neptune. And when you have planets, which we're going to consider the sun a planet, but we know it's not. But when you have planets that are squaring against each other, that is not the most ideal placement that you want them to be, because that means there is a pressure to that placement. How they're interacting with each other is putting pressure on certain areas of your life, and it's requiring you to address it and to make an adjustment to it, or a change to it, or expect some type of change or something to be taken away in a certain area of your life. So Gemini is the sign that represents our ideas, how we think, how we communicate. This is how we talk to people, how we get our message across, how our communication style and our skills. It's also how we think, how we process information, how we go about doing certain things when we have to think about it, and the way we meticulously go about things. This Gemini represents that. Gemini also represents negotiations. So this is when we are going back and forth with someone, whether we're negotiating a business deal or a relationship or some type of interaction with someone. It's how we negotiate, how our style is. It's also contracts. So these are the things that we go into into contracts with other people. This is also how we learn, how we teach, just how we process information is ruled by the sign of Gemini. So with the eclipse being in Gemini, this could look like confusion around your communication style. And we also are in the middle of a Mercury retrograde, which is ruled by Gemini. So that's going to last until the 22nd of this month. So eclipse is going to look like ideas, communications, contract negotiations. This could also look like something having to do with travel, short distance travel, your vehicles, all of that kind of energy surrounding that. So we're going to talk about individually how this is going to play out in everyone's life. This eclipse could last anywhere from 2 to 3 months. So if you have not already started experiencing this, because some of you may already be feeling this, and if you are, within the next probably 3 months or so, maybe sooner, you'll start to see how it is playing out in your life. So the key word for what we're going to talk about today is pivot. Everyone's going to have to learn how to pivot in this energy, because there's going to be sudden changes around you, and you're going to have to be flexible, and you're going to have to know how to pivot in this energy to make it work for you. This is not an energy where you can fight against. Again, I always say go with it, but you're going to have to be very, very aware that a sudden change could come about for you. So don't get all frantic when you see it happening. Learn how to work with it. Now, as I always say, this information is going to be for your rising sign, because this is going to be prevalent to your rising sign, because you have your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign. Your sun sign is just your basic personality, but your rising sign is the sign that picks up the energy that is happening around you right now. So you want to be in the moment of knowing what's going on. So if you do not know your rising sign, you can still listen for your sun sign. You can also listen for your moon sign. But if you need to get your rising sign, you can go to any of the free online websites. So you can go to astro.com or astro charts, or I really need to burp and I hate to be rude, but hold on. Okay, I'm good. Astro.com, astro charts, or cafe astrology. Now, what you have to know is your exact birth time. That is very important in order to accurately get your rising sign. So if you have that, go ahead and input that information in one of those free online natal chart or birth chart calculators, and they will be able to tell you your rising sign. Some of them call it an ascendant. It's the same thing. But what we're going to talk about today has everything to do with your ascendant or your rising sign. Again, if you don't have it, you can still listen for your sun sign, and it could be applicable to you. So without further ado, let me get my birth certificate. If you want me to give you 2 minutes if you have your birth time and you want to try to calculate it right now, just tell me, Sonia, give me 2 minutes and I'll be right back. And start. Do I need to give Kelly a few more minutes? I'm going to give Kelly another minute and a half to go and get this rising sign. Because she always thinks that everything is just doom and gloom and the whole universe is against her, and it's not true. The universe is not against you. The universe actually... Oh, one thing I needed to add. Okay, so most of you know during a new moon, the new moon typically is the time that you will set your new intentions. This is when you want to begin your new manifestations, things that you're trying to bring into your life, things that you're trying to manifest for yourself. We typically use the new moon for those things, but this is not the new moon for that. This is not the energy that's going to support you manifesting anything new. So please, I would advise not to start any new manifestations under this particular energy, because it's just not the most supportive energy for that. Because this actual new moon solar eclipse is to reveal things to you. Some things that have been hidden from you, that have been confusing to you, a change in certain events and certain things going on in your life. This is the energy for this particular moon. This is not supportive of manifesting anything new. So don't do that. We're going to wait until that new moon in Cancer next month, and then we're going to work with that. But not for this. This wouldn't be. Now, if you feel it in your spirit that this is a great time for you, by all means, I want you to always go with what your gut tells you, or what what God tells you, or the signs that you receive from the universe or the ancestors or whomever you go to for your answers. Go with that. I'm just saying that this is probably not the most ideal time for this. However, you go with how you're, what you feel. That's the most important thing, and that's going to be who guides you in this. Oh, looking forward to flying with you too. Now, also, if you are interested in doing a personal one-on-one reading with me, hit me in my inbox. I will send you the link for you to schedule that. And what we do, basically, we'll sit down for an hour and we will discuss what it is that you need to know about what's going on in your life. And just depending on what reading, Kelly's back. So just depending on what reading you choose will determine what we will talk about. So if you're interested in doing that one-on-one with me, I would love for you to do it. Because I've returned to work, my appointments are very limited. And not to brag, honey, but they fill up real quick. But yeah, just inbox me and I will send you the link, or I might put it in this live. I don't really know how to do that, but I'll send you the link if you're interested in doing that, and we can sit down and we can talk and we can see how we can start working with this energy you have. So Kelly's back and we are ready to go. So the new moon solar eclipse is going to happen in the sign of Gemini tomorrow. You will possibly feel the effects of this solar eclipse for the next 3 months. Some of you may have already started to feel it, and some of you haven't, or you may realize that once we start talking, this is what's going on in my life. So we are going to start at the beginning of the zodiac. And we're going to start with Aries rising or Aries sun. Again, you can listen for your sun, moon, and rising sign, but this is really mostly for your rising or your ascendant. So Aries rising. This new moon solar eclipse is going to be in your 3rd house. Okay. In astrology, we have 12 houses in astrology, and they represent 12 areas of our life, if you didn't know that. And so this is going to affect each of you in a different house. So Aries rising, this is going to be in your 3rd house. And that is the house of communication. That is the house of how we learn, how we process information. This is also the house of short distance trips. So I consider that anything that doesn't require a passport, but mostly it leans to road trips. This is also the house of our siblings and our extended family, and our neighbors are here. And contract negotiation and transportation is in this house. So this energy will be all about the things that affect that 3rd house. So this could look like if my Aries risings have been having issues with negotiation of contracts, or if there has been an energy with regards to a confusion with your siblings or your extended family, or even your neighbors or your neighborhood. If you've been having challenges or things have been very confusing around those types of relationships with your siblings, or if you've been trying to negotiate something, especially those of you that have been trying to initiate marketing a business possibly, or starting, for instance, a podcast, or some of you may have been trying to write a book, or you have some type of message that you've been trying to get out to the general public. And it's been seeming as if either there's been some confusion around it, that you really can't figure out how to get this process going, or if you have already got it going and you feel like that this is the direction that you want to go in, within the next few weeks, there may be a substantial change in those areas. So the best thing for you to do is remain flexible and to learn how to pivot in this energy. This is not the time for anyone to be making any final decisions on any areas of importance in your life, because within the next few weeks, or some of you may have already, like I said, felt this, there could be a change and there could be a revelation to something that you thought was one way, but it turns out it's another. Again, this could even be with the communications you're having with your siblings and your extended family. Could have some type of change within the dynamic of those relationships that could reveal to you something totally different than you thought was going on in your family. Something to that effect. So again, if it has anything to do with your extended family, if it has anything to do with you negotiating contracts, I would strongly suggest that you not sign anything, Aries rising, at this time. This is just not the clearest energy for you to be thinking straight. I know you probably think that you have dotted all your I's and crossed all your T's, but something may come up that throws an entire monkey wrench or changes the course of where you thought you were going substantially in a certain direction. And it just may not be what you thought it was. So that is Aries rising. Taurus rising, or sun or moon. This eclipse is going to be in your 2nd house. This is the house of earned income. This is how you earn your money. This is the house of your material possessions. This is the house of your value system and what you value. So Taurus rising, and funny enough, this is the house that Taurus rules. This could be an energy of how you make your money is about to change or could possibly change. So that could look like a change in your job, an additional stream of, well, because it's an eclipse, I need Taurus risings to possibly prepare for a loss of a stream of income or a change in how you earn your money. Some of you may actually be looking at a change in your job or the thought process of changing your job. The only thing I would suggest is don't make any changes just at this very moment. Just wait. If you're given an opportunity for a new job, as I always say, life is life. And I know you can't always just, wait and see, or sometimes you have to give an answer right then. Just know that if you are offered another job opportunity, there could be some changes, or there could be some information that is withheld or you're a little bit confused about, that at some point changes what you thought this job opportunity was, or changes what you thought this money-making opportunity was. And it's not exactly what you thought it was. Again, we have the planet Neptune that is involved in this eclipse. And Neptune is the planet of, it can be the planet of confusion and delusion, and you don't have all the details of it. So a lot of you are going to have to, and because money is such a sensitive thing, you're going to have to go on your gut with money-making opportunities. Or you may have, thought that you had this thing all planned out with how you make your money, your job, your business, opening a business. You may have thought you had this all worked out, but you may find out that you didn't work out all the details as you thought. And now you're in a situation where this is not what you thought it was. And now you have to, again, pivot in what you're finding out or what is being revealed to you or taken away from you. Okay, because it is an eclipse time. And because it's the house of your earned income, this could truly affect your money and the loss possibly of a stream of income that you've depended on or something to that effect. But it has everything to do with how you earn your money during this time and for the next 3 months. Gemini rising, sun, moon, or rising. This is all about you in the first house. So this could go at any way. And because it's in the first house, this will have a lot of Geminis thinking about the changing of who you are. And when I say that, I'm actually really talking about your physical appearance, how you show up in the world, how the world is seeing you. I feel like my Geminis are about to go through a transition that they are actually literally changing before their eyes and the world's eyes. This could be an energy where my Gemini risings thought they had their life all planned out, and something changes within the next few months that just turns their whole world around and sends them in a totally different direction than what they thought they would ever be doing in their life. Because the eclipse is in their sign, this could look like a period of Gemini feeling like they are losing everything, but it's like a pruning process. Like everything that's falling away that is not of good for Gemini risings will be replaced with something else. However, you have to understand that you have to lose something first in order to gain something. And so that could be very scary to you, but understand it is a process. This is excellent. This energy is great. It doesn't feel great, but it is a good energy. It is very supportive. So my Gemini risings, please don't panic when it feels like your whole life is falling apart. it's actually falling into place. And you're going to show up totally different than what you thought you would ever be and how the world sees you. So after this process that you go through, it's just going to open up a lot of doors. It's going to open up your perspective on your future and where you see yourself and where you want to go. Make plans, but leave room for change is what I would advise you to do. Leave room for a tremendous change with you within the next 3 months or so. Okay? Cancer rising, sun or moon. This eclipse is going to be in your 12th house. So the 12th house governs endings. It governs healing. It governs the traumas that we've gone through in life. It governs secrets, things that we hide from people, things that are hidden from us. And it's also the house of specialized populations. So this could be hospitals, mental institutions, rehabs, and prisons. And this is also the house that governs our dream life and the afterlife. Number one thing with Cancer rising that I feel like is going to be a big theme for them over the next few months. And this is what I would advise you to do. Keep a pen and a piece of paper next to your bed. You will, and you probably already started, you will experience a lot of very vivid dreams. Dreams that feel like more like experiences that you're having. You may have visits from people that have transitioned over, communications from family or friends or people that have transitioned over into the afterlife. Your dream life is going to get very active and very profound. And this is what I always, and I have a belief in this, and I've said this before. If you wake from a dream and you can remember it, it wasn't a dream, it was an actual experience. If you can remember your dreams, I would highly suggest that you write those down, as much detail as possible. Some of it may not make sense at the time, but it may come back around, and you are giving. Cancer risers are just going to get a lot of divine messages over the next few months. And I need you to pay attention to what is being communicated to you, because there is a message there for you. Some really vital information for you. And it's very important that you pay attention to your dreams and your encounters with people and the messages that you receive. And this could also be messages through the music that you listen to, encounters with people, and conversations that you have. And this could be total strangers. We did talk about Taurus, but I will recap just for you. I will recap that. But Cancer rising, your dreams are very important. I'm telling you, you need to make sure that you are writing down those dreams, writing down those messages that you're receiving, your encounters with people in the afterlife. They are there to give you a message. Now, because this is in the 12th house, this eclipse could look like some of you on a healing journey, an internal emotional healing journey, okay? And certain things being revealed to you. Some of you may be tapping into traumas that you've had, and those traumas that you may have suppressed coming out. Some of you dealing with a lot of healing work at this time. And see, this is the connection it's going to make with those dreams that you have and those encounters that you have and those messages that you're being given. This could also be some of you having an increased activity or a communication or somehow a dealing with people in specialized populations. So this could be people in hospitals, institutions, rehabs, and even prisons, because the 12th house governs prisons. So unexpected communications, or unexpectedly someone entering into the hospital, or someone deciding they're finally ready to go into rehab or ready to go into counseling. And that may be you or someone close to you. dealing with that. But it definitely is a time for that. Now, with it being an eclipse and a masculine energy, this could be a male close to you. And I have to say it, this could be a male close to you, either leaving your everyday life and maybe entering into rehab or entering into the hospital, or God forbid, going to jail. I don't want to put that out there, but it could happen. Or this could definitely be somebody getting out of jail or something. But it has everything to do with that. Just a lot of messages that could be very confusing to you now, but being very clear later on down the line, and you understanding exactly what you need to do with this information that you've received. Okay, it could just be the weirdest thing, and you're like, you wrote this dream down, and you were somewhere in a building, and you was being chased by a herd of flying monkeys or something. And that is the craziest thing to you, but you write it down. And later on down the line, somehow, some way, that dream comes back and you understand what it meant or what it symbolized in your life. And you get that aha moment of clarity as to why this is going on with you and how you can work with that energy. So that is Cancer rising. But Cancer risings, y'all are very intuitive, highly, highly intuitive. So I would strongly suggest a lot of you that have not tapped into your gift of intuitiveness, I need y'all to stop fighting that. And I need you to stop fighting those messages that you receive and those voices that you hear, that you feel like, oh, I'm just going crazy. No, that's the higher power in the universe communicating with you. And you need to start leaning into that and listening to that. Leo rising, sun or moon. This energy is going to be in your 11th house of your friends, your social groupings, your hopes, dreams, and wishes are in this house. So Leo risings, your dynamic with your friends, the people that you consciously bring into your circle of friend groups, the groups that you make yourself a part of, okay? So this could look like, with regards to your friendships, I feel like Leo risings have been going through a period of weeding out their friends and determining who's their friend and who's not, and how they attach themselves to certain social groupings has been a thing with Leo risings for a while. I think some of you have been questioning your friendships, and you may have been a little bit deceived by some people in your circle that are not really on your team. And you've been trying to figure out, is it me? Is it them? What's going on with this circle of friends that I have? So this could look like certain friendships of yours dissolving. And that could look several different ways. That could be something happens in the friendship and you guys have maybe a fight or something, and and then the next thing you know, how they really feel about you comes out. Or this could be just simply the friendship has ran its course and you're just not connecting with these people anymore. But it may be you're just confused about initially the dynamics of your friendship. I feel like a lot of Leo risings went through this period of you're just starting to realize that a lot of your beliefs are totally different from your friends. Like, you're really seeing how differently you guys think and how differently you guys move through life. And it's like you start to question whether or not, is this friendship even worth it? Does this even make sense? Why you start questioning, why are we even friends? So it's going to be a lot of shedding of friendships with you. This could also be that just some friends just leave. And I need Leo risings to understand, because Leo risings and Leo suns are very loyal and they're very territorial and they don't like people to leave. Even if people aren't really serving a purpose in their life, you need to let them leave. You need to let it go. And because what's going to happen is over the next few months, I feel like Leo risings are going to be introduced into a new circle of people, a new circle of their social life should increase a lot within the next few months. So this could look like showing them big old eyes. This could look like opening yourself up for new friendships, opening yourself up for new connections. I need my Leo risings, particularly in my Leo suns, to network. I need you guys to really network. The world is opening up again. So I need you to start putting yourselves out there. And I need you to be open to different types of people coming into your life. And not being so set in, you aligning yourself with people that are exactly like you. I need you to think bigger. I feel like you're probably going to be introduced to people that are totally, totally different from you. And that is not your cup of tea, but I need you to be open to it, because at some point, those new connections that you make will make sense to you. And these people will actually bring something to you that you may have been missing for the last few years with regards to your friendships and your connections. Now, because this is also the house of your hopes, dreams, and wishes, Leo rising, I need you to be flexible on your goals. I think some of your goals are going to take a major transition. Some of the things that you thought you saw for yourself long term are not necessarily going to be what is aligning with you now. And I need you to be very flexible. And again, what's the key word? Pivot in this change. Don't fight it. Pivot in this change. But make sure you get out and socialize. It's very important, Leo rising. Socialize a lot. Virgo rising, or Virgo sun, Virgo moons. This eclipse is going to be in your 10th house of career. So some of my Virgo risings are ready for a career change. Now, Virgo rising, I know you like to plan out everything. I know you like to have everything in a plan. This may not go like you thought. Some of you Virgo risings have made career aspirations for yourself and career plans for yourself. And at some point, they may change. What you thought you probably wanted to do career-wise is probably not going to want what you turn out doing. So some of you may just say, I thought I wanted to do this. And then you've been preparing all these years, and just let me use an example. You decided you wanted to go into real estate, because a lot of my Virgo risings go into real estate. You've been taking the course, you passed the test, you got prepared, you were ready to start this career as a super duper real estate agent. And something within the next few weeks or the next few months says to you, I don't want to be a real estate agent. I want to be a veterinarian. Total change. Go with it. It's fine. It's fine. This next few months, Virgo rising, don't be so hard on yourself if you start to feel differently about your career goals. Now, those of you that are not in the workforce anymore, this still could be something that comes up for you with a title change. So I actually equate the 10th house with relationships, okay? So some of you Virgo risings could be changing your titles. And that could, like I said, if you're not even in the workforce anymore, this could be you taking on a position of authority or an opportunity to take on, to spearhead or lead a project could come about. Because I feel like this is the 10th house, is a relationship house, this could actually look like some of you changing your titles. This could look like some of you getting married, which your title changes from single to married, or vice versa. Some of you deciding that I'm ready just to walk away from this marriage and I want to be single. So a title change could come up with my Virgo risings. Now, those of you that are in the workforce, and because this is solar energy, a masculine energy, this could also look like a higher up in your corporation or your company possibly leaving the company. So this could be your manager, your CEO, or someone above you possibly leaving your company. I say masculine energy because it's solar energy, but hey, it could go either way. So this could look like a restructuring of your leadership team, someone leaving, or they could be leaving the company, or it could just be leaving your department, or a change in that. But definitely pivot in this change that's about to come about with your career, Virgo rising. Libra rising, or sun and moon, this is going to be in your 9th house. The 9th house is the house of higher education, international travel. This is also the house of cross cultures, different cultures. Our belief system is here, our faith is here, and the law is here. So Libra risings, this could definitely weigh heavily on your religious and spiritual beliefs, calling either into question or a change in how you worship, a change in how you see the world. Now, I also feel like with my Libra risings, some of you ain't slick. I feel like some of you are really considering a move out of the country. So this could look like considering putting down roots a substantial distance from where you are now. Now, what I would say to that is plan it and see how you feel within the next few months. But definitely a consideration of moving somewhere, moving a distance from where your origins are. This could also, again, look like your faith, your belief system changing, and how you see the world changing. And this is an opportunity, some of you, for educational pursuits. And please don't always think it's college. This could be your education of yourself in an area that you've always wanted to study. This could be educating yourself to help you with career advancement, or this could just be educating yourself on different cultures, or educating yourself on this possible long distance move that you may be considering, collecting the information and data that you need to learn about, the place where you want to go. Do I need a visa? Do I need to give up my citizenship? How does that work? That kind of education in that way. So, yeah, that's what's going on with Libra risings is that. But your faith is very important. Your faith. And because it's a solar eclipse, this may be actually for Libra risings a belief system that you had for yourself you no longer follow anymore, because it doesn't you don't have that same type of attachment to it anymore. Okay? Scorpio rising, sun or moon. This is going to be in your 8th house. And Scorpio, you actually rule this house. So you know how this energy works. So Scorpio risings, this could look like, because this is the 8th house, is the house of other people's money, business, shared finances, shared resources. Anything that we share with another person or another entity is in this house. Intimacy is in this house, and sex. So Scorpio rising, this could look like, I would strongly suggest that you do not go into any type of business agreements right now. This is an energy for you to do your research, and nobody is better at research than Scorpio. Nobody. If you want to investigate anybody, if you want to find out who someone is, ask your Scorpio friend to find out, because they are, honey, they are the best private investigators on the planet. But this is a time of just doing your research before you sign on the dotted line with anything that attaches you to another person. Because again, we got that square with Neptune, which is a confusing energy. So agreements right now may look all good, and then the next thing you know, this is going straight left. This is not what you signed up for. So waiting until you have all the details and waiting until the energy is just a little bit clearer before you start aligning yourself with someone in business. Okay. Now, this is also the house of sex and intimacy. And because we have that confusion on that, be careful who you are engaging with intimately. Okay. And that doesn't always mean sex. It does mean sex, but sex and intimacy are two different things. So I would tell you, be mindful of who you are sharing your deepest inner feelings and desires and thoughts with. Just be careful with that and how you are opening up to people. Don't be so, and Scorpio is really not an open sign. So, but just be more diligent on how you are sharing yourself with other people, because everyone does not deserve access to you like that on an intimate level. And you don't want to be pouring yourself into someone that does not appreciate you or is giving you confusing vibes. If somebody's giving you confusing vibes right now, probably is, and you're really not really sure what's going on with you, especially if it's in a romantic, okay, even a romantic and even in a business setting. If you're getting confusing vibes from somebody right now, this is just not the time to be sharing yourself with them until we can get more clarity. So just being mindful of who you're attaching yourself with emotionally. And that's also with sex. Now, because Neptune is here, and with regards to sex, this could give you the thought of this is the one, because the sex is so good. And so you're tying a lot of how great the sex is and confusing it with intimacy and confusing it with an attachment and confusing it with a relationship. And I believe if some of y'all are doing that, y'all gonna have a rude awakening within this next few weeks, the next couple of months. And while you was running around here preparing in your mind to walk down the aisle and this is the one, that other person thought that y'all was just fucking and that was it. And so now we got a whole situation here where it's a lot of confusion around that. And now you're pissed off because you didn't put all your self and your body and your love and your emotion into someone that really wasn't feeling you like that. So Scorpio rising, let's just be mindful of who we're attaching ourselves to romantically, physically, business-wise, and sex-wise, over the next course of the next few months. Let's just be clear. And let's just wait for things to reveal itself. How about that? Sagittarius rising, sun or moon, especially my sons, my Sagittarius sons. This is for you. This energy is going to be in your 7th house. And that is the house of partnerships. And that is the house of marriage, one-on-one relationships, business, legal affairs are in this house, and open enemies. These are people we know don't like us. Sagittarius rising, and particularly my Sagittarian sons, I believe that you guys have an opportunity to start a relationship very, very soon. Not right now. So if you meet someone or have met someone here in the last few months, I'm going to need y'all to just kind of slow down. Slow down, have fun, and let's see how this plays out in the next few months. Don't make a commitment. Don't get too wrapped up in it. I want you guys to just enjoy it. Just enjoy it. Just date and have fun. And let's wait. Give it a couple of months, maybe about 2-3 more months, and let's see how we feel about this person. Because over the next few months, you may really start to see who this person is. Okay, so if there's been a lot of confusion, some of you actually may have been a little bit, you know how you can be in a relationship and you still question or not whether we in the relationship? I don't know, maybe I'm the only one that has had that, but you know, you're in the relationship and you think it's going good, but you still don't know for certain, but it feels like it's going good. It seems y'all doing all the couple-like things, but you still have a question mark as to whether or not we're together. Some of you may be experiencing that. Let's just wait a few months until this energy stabilizes and look at this differently and see if this person is actually who you thought they were. And if they are, then go full speed ahead with it. But this is not just the most ideal time for you to be talking about, I done found the love of my life and I'm ready to go right off into the sunset with them, because I don't think that that's going to work. Okay, so let's just have fun. Sagittarius rising, Sagittarius sun. Those of you that are involved in a legal situation at this time, expect some changes with that. Who is the oop? Expect some changes with that. Don't get all crazy if things start to turn in the direction you didn't think it was going to. There may be a lot of twists and turns with your legal situation here until it gets to the point where it is solidified and everything is worked out. So just, again, don't get too caught up in all the changes that you may see over the next few months with this legal situation you have going on. Just don't panic, because it's going to go through a whole cycle of changes with that. Okay. And just keep that in mind. Again, the dating part, the relationship part, just let it run its course and not make any big decisions. How about that? All right. Capricorn rising, sun or moon. This is going to be in your 6th house. The 6th house is the house of your health and fitness, your day-to-day work environment, and your day-to-day work routine, your foods you eat, and your health. Capricorn, sun, moon, or risings, your health. You may hear something with regards to your health. I need y'all to start paying attention to your mental health and your physical health. And look to start making some changes, or look to start to hear something with regards to a medical situation that you may have been dealing with, that you may have to make some significant changes in how you take care of your body, and also how you take care of your mental health. Could be a thing for you guys. Physical fitness is good for y'all right now. And this also could be, since this is a house of your day-to-day work routine, I don't know, some of you guys may be getting another job or something. Something with regards to your work routine may be changing. You're another sign that possibly is going to maybe see changes in your work routine and your co-workers. So you may actually see people leaving your company also. You actually may be leaving or thinking about leaving. Now, if you get a job offer, see, this Capricorn bestie just got a raise. That's what I'm talking about. And see, and that is the high vibrational part of this eclipse. So, if you get a job offer, and because we're in the middle of Mercury retrograde, I can only tell you if the job offer was something from a company that from a while ago this is something that you've were trying to manifest for yourself a while ago, I would be okay with you doing it. If it was something brand new, I just wish you guys would not really try to make any type of big significant changes with your work environment. Now, you're going to see stuff change around you, but I just need you to sit kind of still a little bit and just let it happen, because there's going to be some changes. And they could be good, bad, or indifferent. But just kind of roll with the punches. Just roll with what's going on until we get on the other side of this energy in a few months. And we're going to see how you feel about where you are with regards to your work environment. And do you actually want to stay there? But I really want you Capricorns to start focusing on your health. This could also be an energy later on of you, if you've been having health issues that it's been difficult for you to get diagnosed, or finding the right treatment plan has been very confusing. You may get some clarification over that within the next few weeks, and you may get an answer over that with regards to your health. But taking care of your health is very, very important. Aquarius Sun, Aquarius Rising, this is going to be in your 5th house. House of joy. Joy is a house of fun. This is the house of dating. This is the dating house, not the relationship house. So this is dating, children, procreation, our creativity, and the stock market and gambling is in this house. So my Aquarius Rising, Aquarius Suns, this could play out with your dating life. Just have fun. Just have fun. You may have getting increased activity of people, dating opportunities for you. I don't want you to settle down with anyone right now. Date. I need my Aquarius just to date. Now, could this be someone serious at some point? Yes. Right now, we just don't know. Because again, we're under that kind of confusing energy, so we don't know. So the best course of action with this would be to what? Pivot. Just be in it, be flexible, and let's just see how this works out in the next few months. Okay? Now, some of my Aquarians may find out they're pregnant. So it's a little bit late for me to advise you to protect yourself, because we are already in this energy. So it's really too late for me to tell you to protect yourself. So if you're one of those Aquarians that are still able to have children, you're in your childbearing years, some of you may be finding out that you are pregnant. Congratulations. That could go for those that were trying and those that didn't know they were trying. Congratulations, you're probably having a baby. So that's that with that. Now, with the stock market and gambling, it's such a confusing energy. Listen, I'm all about the cryptocurrency thing that's going on. And crazy enough, Aquarius is the sign of technology, and cryptocurrency is right up their alley. But because it's so confusing right now, if you are already dealing with the stock market, I am not in no way giving you any advice on the stock market because I don't know anything about it. I'm just giving you advice on what the energy is. If you're already in the stock market, just be mindful. Don't make any sudden changes. I wouldn't suddenly buy anything. I wouldn't suddenly sell anything. Just watch it. Just monitor it. Now, if you're an expert and you feel like this is your time to pull out or buy in, that's on you. But just watch it with the stock market. Now, if you're someone that's thinking about, my Aquarians that are thinking about jumping into the stock market, do your research. Do your research. You have to do your research. Be diligent about it. because this, again, is a confusing energy. All the information may not be privy to you right now. And I don't want you to make a huge investment. And then later on down the line, you find out that was like the worst investment you could have made. And you didn't lost everything that you own. You didn't lost your mama's savings, and you didn't lost your mama's house and all of that, because you weren't really clear on what you were going into. So just be careful with that. Now, dating, just date, please. Don't run off to Vegas and marry anybody. Not today, not tomorrow. Give it a little while, okay? And again, if you're pregnant, congratulations. If you find out you're pregnant later on, congratulations. Let me know. Shoot me an inbox. And finally, Pisces, Sun, Pisces rising. 4th house. House of home, family, real estate investments, our inner security, and the home of our mother. Pisces, this could look like you think you found your dream home and you're ready to make an offer on it. And then later on down the line, you find out, you discover, I hate this house. Okay. So I would advise you to let's just look. And to be honest with you, I feel like we have a housing shortage going on around. So that may have actually been a frustration for Pisces risings to find adequate housing, because we're in the middle of a housing shortage. So you Pisces risings may have been having a hard time finding somewhere to live. So I don't want you to be in desperation mode, because this may have put you in desperation mode because you can't find the house that you want, and now you're just going to accept anything. Don't do that. Now, I'm not saying that you should just hold out until the point you living in a shelter somewhere, but don't get desperate because you've been having an issue finding something that you love. Or don't convince yourself that you love this place when you know you really don't. Don't do that. So just be mindful of that and keep looking, and give it a month, give it a few weeks to see if something comes up, because it actually might it's probably going to turn around for you with regards to your housing. Now, because this is a house of your mother, those of you that still have your mother, I need you to pay a lot of attention to her. She may need you, and that may be, she may need to move in with you, or she just may need you emotionally. I need you just to spend a little bit more time with those of you that still have your mother, or those of you that have a mother figure in your life, paying attention to what is going on with them, and also paying attention to what's going on with your dynamic with your family in general is going to be important. Some of you may be getting some news about a family member or a family situation that you were not anticipating. And again, this could be a restructuring, or somebody having to change residences. Somebody has to move in with you, or a family situation that comes up that requires your attention may come within the next few months with regards to Pisces rising. But I really want y'all to not get in a desperation mode of finding that new house. Or even if it's not moving, renovations to your home. If you can put off doing major renovations right now, it would be best to do that. Just kind of wait on that for a few months if you can. And I think I was supposed to backtrack on Taurus rising for Shane. Shane, this is going to be about your money, your earned income, how you earn your money. So this could look like a new job opportunity. This could look like a business opportunity. However, with the confusing energy on it, you need to be very mindful of the details of this new money-making opportunity, because it may not be exactly what you thought it was later on. This could actually be an eclipse, because it is an eclipse, a loss of a stream of income in some way. And if it happens, I need you to pivot. I need you to be flexible. I need you not to panic. because this is an energy that's going to pass. But this directly affects your money and how you make your money. And whether, like I said, whether that's a new business opportunity or a loss of your income in some way. But don't panic. You'll be fine. But being flexible about your money-making abilities. And this could be a new job. I don't know. Maybe you're thinking about getting a new job or starting a new business. This would be the planning phases of that, and not to be doing anything new. Again, this new moon is not great for manifesting anything new, okay? Because it doesn't support that right now. So something with regards to your money-making ability. I have an interview tomorrow. Let me tell you something. I be knowing my stuff. Y'all be thinking I don't know what I'm talking about, but I know a little something. So you're going on this interview tomorrow. I need you to ask the right questions. I need you to be very detailed on finding out exactly what this new job entails. Okay, because like I said, we're in a kind of confusing energy, and something could be presented to you, and the communication, because it's in Gemini, you may be asking something and thinking one thing, and the answer comes back and they thinking another, and the whole communication is just off. And what you asked is not what they answered or what you heard. So be very, very clear. If you need to write down your questions, write them down so you can be very clear. Another thing is, when you do this interview, I need you to repeat back what they said to you. So you hear it clearly and they hear what they said to you. So if you could do that, just, you know, how you in an interview and they ask you a question like, you know, what are your strengths? Just like repeating back the question so you make sure you're clear on what's being asked. But I'm sending you positive vibes for your new job, for your interview. Positive vibes. Just be very, very clear with that. So that is how this new moon solar eclipse in Gemini is going to affect each of our rising signs. Does anyone have any questions? Maybe I need to go over something before, what time is it? Before I get off here. You're very welcome, my love. Very, very welcome. Does anyone have any questions about what we just talked about and how this could pan out for you? I think my battery is going low. No. How's everybody doing with the Mercury retrograde? Is everything going well with that? I tell you, I'm kind of struggling. I'm so ready for it to be over. This is just not. Normally, I'm really good with the Mercury retrograde because I know what to expect. But this time, I think the problem was I went back to work during this time. I did not think that out really well. But I'm here. It's getting a little bit easier. I lost my glasses, but I ended up finding them. So I lost my glasses. I didn't tell y'all I lost my wallet. I put my wallet on top of my car. I drove off with my wallet on top of my car. The deck update. Okay. The deck update. Okay. So the patio, the cement, okay. The cement is being poured tomorrow. The entire week has been dry, so the ground is dry. So it is supposed to be poured on tomorrow. Now, I'm not there. I'm working. So he's going to come in and get the patio poured and everything. And so we just going to keep our fingers crossed and keep me in your prayers that it does not rain in Houston and I come home to a patio. Girl, let me tell y'all, I started this patio project April the 7th or the 15th? Whatever it was. It was either the first or second week in April. We are now in June, and I still have not gotten my patio poured. I'm not even gonna. I'm not even. Moving on. Okay, Miss Felicia, I'm new to all this and I find it very interesting. Well, thank you. Is there anything that I can answer for you? Because I know it can be confusing. I try to make it as simple as possible. Again, if anyone's interested in meeting with me for a personal reading so we can sit and talk about your natal chart, which is your birth chart, or we can talk about your transits that are happening around you right now and how beneficial they are. Libra, my Libras, I feel like my Libras are pregnant. Most of my Libras are pregnant. Yeah, I think some of my Libras are pregnant. Are going to be finding out they're pregnant very soon. Very soon. I know I predicted one very popular Libra in the entertainment business a few months ago. I looked at her chart and it showed the possibility of her being pregnant. And I do believe she's pregnant. So when she finally says it, I'm going to know, girl, I knew you were pregnant. You can't lie to me. Yes, I wasn't sure about the rising sign and how to find it. Okay, your rising sign, you will need your exact birth time. So typically that is on your birth certificate. So you just look at that and you can go to one of the free birth chart calculators online. So that's either like astro.com, astrochart.com, or Cafe Astrology. You put in your information and it will give you, of course, your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign. And sometimes it'll refer to it as your ascendant. It's the same thing. But you have to have your birth time in order to find it, to get the correct information. And that's how you find your rising sign. But if you don't have it, you can always listen for your sun sign. But the way I do the predictions is based on your rising sign. And that is the most accurate because your rising sign determines what is going on with you right now. And that's what what we talk about. That's what's important. We want to know what is happening with us right now. What's your sun sign, if you don't mind me asking? You're welcome. So, if there are no more questions, I'm going to go and take... Oh, she's a Capricorn. Oh, so Capricorn rising or Capricorn suns. Oh, yeah, yours is the health and fitness. Health and fitness, your day-to-day work routine, and the changes that you may experience with that or are experiencing with that. Well, we already know you having changes with your day-to-day work routine because everything is kind of turned around. But again, paying attention to your health, and that means your mental and your physical health, your diet, your exercise. Oh, I forgot to say, Capricorn rising, Capricorn suns, this would be a great time for you guys to do volunteer work. Volunteer work will be great for you guys right now. I think it will help with you just rechanneling some of this energy that's going on in your head right now and refocusing yourself. So, yeah. But, yeah, find out your rising sign. I'm going to leave this video up and you can go back and look at it for, once you figure out your rising sign, you go back and look at it for that. So, if there are no more questions, I want to thank you guys for joining me. It has been fun. I'm going to go and take a nap because I'm tired. And girl, we all have to work on the exercise, child. Oh, Lord. But I'm going to go and take a nap, and I am going to be meeting a dear friend here in Raleigh for dinner. See, I'm a Leo rising, so it's all about my friend groups, everything about my friends. So I'm meeting a dear friend for dinner this evening. I have not seen her in forever, and I am so excited about seeing her. And yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So you guys have an awesome day. Again, if you'd like a personal reading, just send me a message in my inbox, and I will get you the link in order for you to schedule that. And you guys have a wonderful solar eclipse on tomorrow, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye. I will enjoy. You have a good evening.